Will you marry me? Probably not. Hi, I'm T1J.
Follow me.
Special thanks to this Patreon supporter for titling this video. One of the many perks of being a Patreon supporter. Anyway, it's a new month, which means it's time for a new Q&A video. So, like always, I'm gonna answer some questions that you left me on YouTube and social media. What is your stand on abortion? I think any person should have the right to do whatever they want to do with their own body. It should be their decision, not anyone else's. It's kind of weird to me that that is even a controversial thing to say, but I don't know. How does one go about making money off vlogging? Well, the most straightforward way to make money off vlogging is to make a lot of videos and get good at making videos and make really good videos and then build an audience off of those videos. And once you have an audience, there's many ways you can monetize that. But I don't think that you should get into vlogging just for the money, because you'll probably be disappointed. Most people who are successful making videos on the internet had to make videos for like 4 or 5 years before they even saw a dime. So you actually kind of have to love it first before you even think about making money. That said, there are several YouTube gurus that you can get advice from. Just do a search in YouTube and you'll find tons of videos telling you how to build a successful YouTube channel and how to make money off of it. How can we not just have, but encourage better conversations? First of all, we have to actually value the truth and value honesty. We have to want to have good conversations. A lot of people don't seem to have an interest in that. A lot of people seem to only want to hear things that sit well with their pre-existing biases. They don't want to be challenged. They don't want to have to consider the fact that they might be wrong. So that's the first thing. We have to get to a point where we allow ourselves to be challenged and we allow ourselves to consider the possibility that we might be wrong. Like, we always need to have that in our heads. And once we have that, it automatically makes conversations better. It makes it more likely that you'll see where someone else is coming from and that you won't assume the most uncharitable version of their opinion. And another thing we need to do is to just be more civil. Like, even if you think the person you're talking to is 100% wrong, that doesn't mean that you get to be an asshole to them. And that's another thing that a lot of people struggle with. What are your thoughts on suicide? Like, should assisted suicide be legal? Do you think it's ever okay, justifiable? I don't think that I'm completely qualified to talk about this. I think that being suicidal is often associated with mental illness, and I'm not an expert on mental illness, so I don't think my opinion on this holds that much weight. If you're talking about suicide outside of mental illness, such as someone wanting to escape a terminal condition or chronic pain, I think it goes back to the same thing I said earlier. People should be allowed to do whatever they want to do with their own body. But then you get into situations where someone is in a condition where they're unable to speak for themselves, and that's just a really complicated thing that we could probably talk about for hours. If you were forced to change your hairstyle, how would you have it? That's kind of hard, because one of the main reasons I have this hairstyle is because it requires basically zero maintenance. And I don't know that there is another style that's comparable in that way. I guess I'd just shave it all off. Super low cut, if not bald. I actually look pretty good with low cut hair. Did you ever get around to finishing Harry Potter? No. So for those that don't know, I have a series on my second channel where I read and react to the Harry Potter series for the first time. And I was kind of going good with it for a while, and then I just kind of stopped for maybe almost a year now. I'm on the third book right now. But here's the deal. It's not me just being lazy. I just got to a point where I really wanted to focus on my main channel, this channel. So I just haven't been putting that much effort into making videos for the second channel. I used to put the Harry Potter videos on this channel, but I decided that it wasn't on the scope of this channel, and I didn't want people that came here for one thing asking why the fuck is he talking about Harry Potter now? But I'm finally getting into the groove on this channel. I'm almost there to where I'm where I want to be with this channel, and I sort of have the process going. And once I have that 100%, then I'm gonna go back to doing the Harry Potter videos and making more stuff for other channels. But I am going to finish eventually. That is the plan. What was high school like for you? Well, honestly, as the years go by, I remember less and less about high school. I just remember it being stupid. I mean, that's kind of unfair, because I remember specifically that I really hated middle school. I thought it was just hard and everybody was mean and it was hard to fit in. So when I got to high school, I actually made some really good friends, some of my very best friends to this day. So I appreciate that about high school. And also high school was very easy for me. I don't know if it was just my upbringing or the school I went to, but I didn't really have to try. I wasn't really engaged with anything, but a lot of it was really easy for me, and I just kind of slacked off and still passed near the top of my class. So I just didn't care about high school it was just kind of dumb to me. And it, you know, didn't matter. This is the thing that I always tell high school kids. Like, it seems when you're in high school, that's your whole world, and you might think that it matters, but it really doesn't. I mean, it matters in the short term, especially if you want to go to college. You probably want to do well in high school because it makes it easier for you to do well in college. But like 10 years down the road from high school, nothing you did in high school will matter at all. I feel like I shouldn't be saying this because I might give high school students the wrong idea. Like I'm saying, it doesn't matter, just don't pay attention. You should probably still try in high school. It'll make people around you happy. Just do it. Do you think YouTube will ever be replaced? For example, Facebook replacing MySpace? Well, I mean, Facebook didn't really replace MySpace. MySpace still exists. Just that the people at MySpace made a decision not to directly compete with Facebook. They could have tried to compete and maybe they would have been semi-successful. I don't know. But as far as a video sharing website or a video community website, it's hard to imagine that anything will outdo YouTube. YouTube will always be the big dog. But there are already people that are trying to compete with YouTube, and we'll see how that goes. There's stuff like Minds and VidMe and Vimeo. So there's stuff out there. Even if you don't directly overthrow the #1 site, you can still have a niche audience. Like, think of something like Tumblr. It's still a super popular site. It's not as popular as Facebook, but it has its own niche audience. And a lot of people prefer Tumblr to Facebook. How long have you had your locks? Has having dreads affected you professionally, romantically, or socially? If so, how? Is the awesome hair shirt based on comments you've gotten from others, compliments you've given, or some other inspiration, or all of the above? I guess that's more than one question. It is more than one question. I've had my locks for maybe about 8 years, something like that. Or at least I've been growing my hair for 8 years. At some point, they became locks. They weren't always locks. And my hair, I think, has become part of my professional brand. Like, my logo includes my hair. So yeah, I would say that my hair has affected me professionally. I guess people think my hair is cute, so it has probably affected me romantically as well. When I first started building an audience on my YouTube channel, I used to talk about my hair a lot. I used to say, subscribe if you like my hair at the end of all of my videos. A lot of people are sad that I don't do it anymore. So like, my hair used to be sort of a big part of the channel. And back in the day, I made a shirt that said my hair is awesome, and recently I just wanted to sort of do a little throwback to that shirt. And I guess that's enough questions for now. The first video of every month on this channel is usually a Q&A video, so I'll see you next month for more Q's and A's. Please leave me some questions in the comment section below for next month's video. Speaking of the My Hair is Awesome shirt, there's about a week left to get that shirt, as well as the That's Just Me Though throwback shirt. As I was saying before, these t-shirts are throwbacks to the first t-shirts I made when I first ever made a t-shirt. Some of the old school fans will probably recognize them. Be sure to subscribe to this channel. I make videos about social issues, current events, and pop culture. I want to give a shout out to all of the new patrons from last month. I appreciate your support. And if you'd like to become like these people, there's a link below so you can become a patron on Patreon. And remember, stay happy.